Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mihir Magudia calling from the Oxfordshire office. Absolutely delighted to be on the call today. So delighted to see so many of you joining us on this glorious Monday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Let's see who we got here. Oh, Armin's around. Good to see you, Armin. Gosh, we got a big old contingent. I see South Africa's arrived. That's good to see. Jean-Michel, nice to see you. Jenny, good. I'll see you in a few days. Well, we're all in full excitement in Leo Towers here right now because we are preparing for our global annual conference in Brazil next year. There's a big contingent there. There's Nico. Good to see you all. And a big old contingent from all over the world here. Oh, Robin, nice to see you also. So yeah, we're preparing for our big event in Brazil, our biggest ever global annual conference. We're taking over the entire resort. It's going to be an event like no other. We're very, very excited. More members joining this event than joined at any other annual conference in our entire history. So bigger than the Mauritius, bigger than Hawaii, bigger than Kuala Lumpur, bigger than, gosh, where else have we been? Bangkok, was it? Bigger than Greece, bigger than Berlin and Paris. Just big and beautiful and very, very excited, I think is a fairly a good summary of where we are in the office today. So people sorting out their last minute travel plans, people sorting out their last minute wardrobes. I hope those of you who are going have all checked the website. There's dress codes on for every single night. So, I mean, obviously, wear whatever you like. No one's gonna. There's no wardrobe police. But if you want to get involved, you'd be very, very welcome too. And that goes for staff on the call as well. Nice to see that Rachel's excited about Brazil as well. Excellent. So we have maybe not one of my favorite bits of recognition to do today because it's a man who I have a deep, deep sense of affection for, and a man who's had a very tough year. But is nonetheless one of the most relentlessly charming, one of the most relentlessly positive people I've ever had the privilege and the good fortune to meet. So Eric, who many of you will know, and you'll see him on the next slide if you don't, has just gone director. So many, many congratulations, Eric. Now, Eric has built a business and sort of starting out the Philippines, but was obviously a global footprint, like so many of you all around the world. And he's just really plugged away at it. He's built and built and built and built, and he's done superbly. He's brought his family members into the company as well. So I had the luck and the fortune to meet a couple of them when I was in Manila last time, and then the good fortune to meet many more of them. He's got a large family, as Eric. Many more of them on the Momentum cruise when it was last year sometime. And Eric is one of those people that it doesn't matter what you throw at him, he can find a solution. It doesn't matter what the challenges are, Eric can see a way through. Eric can see the right answer. Eric knows that no matter what challenges are facing him, if he just keeps working hard, he keeps doing his thing, he keeps doing whatever he's doing, he will succeed. And that's been no more serious for him than it has been in the last year. Because as many of you, well, some of you may know, some of you may not, Eric's son has been very, very unwell for the last little while. I think at least sort of 6 or 7 months now. And we can see there's his Leo family celebrating with him. And I'm told this was a celebration at the hospital to celebrate his director achievements. So it's lovely to be so supported by such a wonderful, wonderful group of people, Eric. And I know he knows how lucky he is to be surrounded by them. I know he thanks his God every single day for it. So Eric, you're an absolute superstar. I'm so pleased for you. I'm trying to see if I can see you on this call. There you are, I think. We've had a lot of Erics in the company, it seems. I'm delighted for you. Many congratulations on your achievement. And next stop marketing director, next stop national marketing director, next stop regional marketing director, and who the hell knows after that. So beautiful news for you, Eric, and delighted for you. Very well done indeed. I also have to give a good shout out on the next slide there to, I think it's John Abraham's group. Now, John, who has come into the office a few times, I've met him a few times. I think I saw him in the Houses of Parliament as well. He's full of plans, full of ideas, and he's done something really quite special in India in the last week or two. Now, this is John sitting there in the middle there in the white shirt on that larger photo, and he's with a group of new Leo members who are, well, who happen to be deaf. They happen to be people who can't hear. So what they're doing there is they're making the Leo sign that we all know and love, but actually what they're doing is they're spelling out Leo. They're spelling out Leo, the word, in sign language. So it's not that they've got the Leo sign wrong, obviously. They've they've just worked out that they can spell Leo, the entire word, with just their two hands, and there they are doing it. So any of you who are wondering about what Leo looked like in standard Indian Sign Language, that's what it looks like. And so you can see in that top right-hand corner there's John talking to his new team, training them on, what does that say at the back? The Leo e-learning program 2019, all good stuff. And next to him is not a translator, is not someone speaking in Chinese, as we're also used to, or someone speaking in French. It is obviously a sign language interpreter. So John's speaking, and the sign language interpreter is interpreting for the audience as he goes. I mean, that is just absolute, that's just very, very special. And I suppose it goes to say that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what your background, what your circumstances, it doesn't matter what challenges you face. You can be like Eric, you can be like these people, you can achieve. You can achieve success with Leo, you can achieve success with this global opportunity. And it's always so heartening to see photos like this, to see pictures from underrepresented communities, pictures of people who are facing challenges and perhaps some difficulties in their life. And here they are doing something about it. Here they are taking hold of an opportunity. Here they are doing something very, very special that might change their life, that might change the life of their families, that might change their futures forever. So always very, very inspired to see pictures like that indeed. Now, the child education packs on the next slide, we're still building them up, they're still going. Quite excitingly, we've just agreed, and I think I announced it in South Africa a couple of weeks ago. So you know, well, hopefully many of you know that we built a school in Nepal, in a small remote village of Hile, somewhere in the foothills of the Himalayas, sort of really remote place. The next school that we're going to open, and we've got other projects going on all the time, got other things going forward all the time, but the next one that will be open, or be finished, will be this summer in Cambodia. And so we have our executive trip in Cambodia this summer, as you know. So we're trying to sort of do the logistics, trying to sort it out, trying to see what we can do to get a few of our new executives, to get a few of our members who come on that trip there to this new Cambodian school. Well, they'll get a sense of what this child education pack is all about. Well, they'll get a sense of what our school building plans are all about. Well, they'll get a sense of some of the really life-changing good work that Leo is doing all around the world. So from memory, the Cambodia trip is in June, and I've been assured by our people who are working on that project, the wonderful Camilla to be specific, that it will be open by then, and we will be able to visit it. Now, as with all of these things, this is a school for people who've never had education before, who have very limited access to education. So it's in an incredibly remote location. So that means it's a bit hard to get to. The roads aren't great. It's going to be a bit of a long drive for those who come. So it may not be all of the people on the executive trip who come to visit it, but we're going to do what we can to get at least a good sample of them there, to get them having a feeling of what it is that Leo's doing around the world, and to celebrate the opening of a school that, I think in Cambodia there's 250 children going there, will change the lives of 250 people forever. Their lives will never be the same again as a result of the education they received there. Their lives will never be the same again because of the school that was built, and their lives will never, ever be the same again because of something that Leo and you all made happen for them. So that's not nothing for a Monday afternoon. That's a good day. That's something achieved, and we're very, very pleased about that, and very, very pleased that we'll be there in Cambodia to celebrate this incredible new facility. And alongside that, I think on the next slide, I think Dan talked about it last week, there's been an increase in the RP allocated for these pack purchases. Now, we know, well, we have an understanding of obviously how teams get built, how structures get created, the importance of bronze rank and all the rest of it. So I believe if it's not live yet, it will be going live very, very imminent, very soon. And the RP allocated to the child education pack, or sorry, rather, the first child education pack that you buy is up to where it ought to have been at 125 rank points. So those of you who understand these things, those of you who sort of build your teams in a certain way, this will help you. This will be of use. This is an extra thing that we're providing to make the child education packs an easier thing for you to get your heads around and get on board with. So very, very pleased there. More and more stuff coming. It's not just that we're doing one school in Nepal and then stopping, and one school in Cambodia and stopping. There's lots and lots of projects that we're looking at all over the place. I know there's stuff in different countries around the world. The next thing completed will be the Cambodian school, but then who knows after that? Who knows the month after that, the 6 months after that, the quarter after that? There's a whole, well, self-evidently, there's a whole world full of children who need help, and we are absolutely committed to doing what we can to make a difference to those lives. So very, very pleased about that, and delighted to see what we can do there. Now, bit of a housekeeping thing on momentum this week. Now, lots and lots of you have qualified. I can see lots of the names on this list of some of the qualifiers, some of the people that I can't wait to see in Dubai or getting on the boat with me in Hong Kong. In fact, I can see we've obviously got we have a massive, I think, South African contingent joining us for both of those events. So for those of you from South Africa on this call, or from the African region of Namibia or Lesotho or Swaziland or Botswana, I'm sure I've missed a country, but nonetheless, this may be something that's new to you because it's probably your first momentum event. So you have to go onto your back office, you have to download your tickets, you have to make sure you've redeemed them by the end of April. I mean, there's no reason to wait that long, but just sort it out, get yourself registered, get yourself organized for these events. Don't do all the hard work, don't break all the platinums, don't qualify with the sales that you need, and then let yourself down through poor personal administration. It's going to be a trip like no other. Both the Dubai event and the cruise ship, they are splendid locations to have a splendid event, and we are really excited about some of the things we're doing there. We're very excited about some of the announcements that we're planning to make. Notwithstanding, there's some awesome stuff happening in Brazil next week as well. It's a very exciting couple of weeks for Leo, and we cannot wait to show you what we've been cooking up. So get yourself sorted and get yourself to these events. Oh, nice to hear from you too. So we have the momentum event. We have all sorts of things going on. There's also coming up, gosh, it's travel after travel after travel. You're going to see half the world before the 6 months are over. We have the executive trip, a couple of slides ahead, I think. Oh, there it is. In Cambodia coming up. So it's in July, which or June rather, which is a beautiful time to visit Cambodia. And if you go executive before the end of this month, we'll see you there. It'll be a trip again like no other. Now, for our newer people on the call who perhaps don't know about Cambodia, perhaps never considered about it, let me tell you, it is an incredible place. There is a video about the trip on that website there, executivetrip.learnearnown.com. It really is something to go and have a look at, something to share with your teams. It's a cracking video designed by our top-notch media team and our superb videographers and designers and producers and all the rest of it. It really is something to enjoy. Now, Cambodia is a country on the move. Cambodia is a country with a really troubled past. I think it only officially finished its last civil war. I want to say something in the early 2000s. It's only been about a decade or so that the last civil war officially ended. In the 70s, it had mass pogroms, genocide. Millions and millions of Cambodians were killed by their own government at the time. So a country with a really troubled history, but now a country kind of positioned in this real exciting bit of Asia, a country between Thailand and Vietnam, with a beautiful coast, with ports, with natural resources, with an incredible tourism industry, and a country full of young people who've sort of broken with that dark past and are really pushing forward to a bright and exciting future full of a technology industry, full of, well, obviously the tourism industry, full of exploiting and developing their country in an exciting, sustainable way to really make their future something their parents could never have beheld. So, I mean, there's all sorts of parallels with our own Leo company and that, who the hell knows? But it's the perfect place for our executive trip this summer. And I'm delighted to announce that along with all of our other trips, out of all of our other executive trips, already our Cambodian trip is our largest one to date. So it's bigger than any Dubai trip we've ever done, and it's bigger than the Morocco trip, bigger than the trip to Nepal. It is our largest executive trip. And that just shows the speed and the strength that's going through our markets and through our business. We have more executives coming to Cambodia than we've ever had coming to any of our previous executive trips. And so we're very excited about that. If you're already executive and perhaps you've got a team going, perhaps you don't, but you want to experience a Cambodian executive trip, obviously for those who've had it once, they're able to buy in for future trips. So if you're a senior executive, a director, whatever you might be, and you've got a bit of a team going, a few people from your team heading to Cambodia this summer, make the effort, join them there. It'll be wonderful for them to see you on that event. It'll be wonderful to connect with them, and you get some superb training from me, well, sorry, I say so myself. You get some superb training from Dan, from Andy, and a bit of stuff from me as well. It really is an incredible event. So I had a question here from my good man Saeed Suleiman Khan, who's asking, who's this trip for? Is it for executives and below or executives and above? Now, excellent question. So just so we're all clear, if anyone didn't know this before, maybe some of our newer members don't, when you hit the rank of executive, you get a reward. And the reward for that, in addition to your commissions and all the rest of it that you get anyway, the reward for hitting that rank is that you are invited to join us on our executive trip. Now, this is a trip designed to propel you to director, really. It's the trip that's about us working closely with you, us spending a lot of time with you, really talking about your business, working out what we can do to help you, and really giving you some of the tools you might need to lift your business up to the next level, to get yourself to that all-important director rank, and then who on earth knows what happens after that. So I hope that's answered your question, Saeed. But yeah, if you can make it, go executive by the end of this month, and we shall see you there, and it will be beautiful and lovely and a perfect way to spend some time. Now, I want to talk a bit about LEOcoin. So, for those of you who I've spoken to about this already, or for those who I've talked to maybe in South Africa, we're essentially there with the development of LEOcoin3. So as I said about a week or two ago, the code is done for the core coin that's been created. We're now working on the smart contracts. We're working on the guides. Our good man, Marios, who many of you will know, is putting together all sorts of funky and helpful information to help you transition over. He may even be doing an animation or a video, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, very exciting. Oh, in fact, he's on the call. There he is. Hi, Marios. A very exciting guides that will take you through step by step of what you need to do to transition from the old LEOcoin to the new, improved, faster, better, quicker, superb LEOcoin3. Now, what's very cool about it is that we've timed it quite nicely. So for those of you who are following cryptocurrency or digital currency news, you'll know that on February the 28th, an upgrade went through the Ethereum platform called the Constantinople upgrade, beautifully named. And that kind of shifted everything forward. That kind of upgraded. I don't want to go into too much detail, but essentially it was an upgrade to the technology of Ethereum. Now, we knew that was coming. That was scheduled for a bit of time. So we are now launching fairly swiftly after that upgrade. Now, on the next slide, you can see that obviously we'll take you through all the steps. We'll produce all the documentation. You'll have a very, very easy process for those of you who want to improve your LEOcoins to LEOcoin3, which, well, why wouldn't you? And so it won't be a tricky thing at all. And we're quite close. I'm very much hoping that if we don't announce the live it going live in Brazil, it'll be a week or two after that. So it's essentially about how much time we allow for you to read the guides, download your Ethereum wallets, get it all sorted. So we're kind of at that phase, I think. We've got a few smart contracts that need to be finalized. The proof of stake smart contract and the way that works with the new protocol is also being worked on as I speak. And so there's a few little tweaks, a few little changes to make, a few little improvements to make, but we're very, very close to launching it. We're very, very close to landing it. And again, as I say, if we don't launch it in Brazil, it will be a few days or maybe even a week or two after it. So very, very close indeed. It's almost time for the next phase for Leo Coin. Very, very excited about that. Oh, had another question from a good man, Lazarus. I'm not terrible with his name. Lazarus Chiumia, who's asked again, how do you qualify for the executive trip? Well, Lazarus, my good friend, achieve the rank of executive or above by the end of March. It's as simple as that. And do that, and I'll see you in Cambodia. Hopefully that all makes sense. And if you don't know how to get to the rank of executive, talk to your upline, talk to your sponsors, have a chat with people who've done it already, and I'm sure they can give you all the tips and hints you need to build your business in that way. Now, two new incentives. Gosh, I almost launched something. Two incentives are obviously coming to an end within days now. So the platinum incentive, which has sort of started and was postponed but has been running for some time, is this 3,000 points in your weekly leg to go platinum. Now, it's an incredibly reasonable way of going platinum. It's a great way to get new people motivated because they're able to go bronze, silver, gold, platinum relatively quickly. So take advantage of it while it lasts. Similarly, the gold, silver, and bronze incentive, still an insanely generous level, still far more generous than I thought they'd be, certainly by this point in the year. But there they are. If they're there, take advantage of them. If they're there, build your business with them. If they're there, do what you can to make sure that no member of your team misses out. They really are stellar incentives going on right now. And that's not to mention some of the very exciting stuff that will be happening in Brazil at the end of next week. Good. So, I mean, you know the call to action. We're kind of hitting this momentum thing all around the world. We've got a lot of markets doing a lot of exciting things. I know that in South Africa, we've been celebrating them for a number of weeks now, really pushing things forward. Sort of the Cape Town business, the Botswana business, the Namibia business, the Swaziland, Lesotho, Johannesburg business, the Port Elizabeth. Gosh, don't let me say them all because I'll get in trouble for forgetting one. The Durban. It's all over the place. But the business is growing not just there, but also around the world. And when you get to Brazil, for those of you who are joining us next week, you'll again get that global feeling of this global family working together with this shared purpose of taking full advantage of these opportunities, taking full chance to change the world and change our lives for the better. So if you're at momentum, sort out what you need to do, get your administration organized. If you're in Brazil, I can't wait to see you. I'm very excited about that. Cambodian executive trip. We may never ever go to Cambodia again. We've sort of been changing it up a bit for the last executive trips. The last one was in Morocco. The one before that was in Nepal. Maybe this is the only time we have the chance to do one in Cambodia. Who knows? But nonetheless, be there. If you could at all make it, it will be something you shan't regret. And in the meantime, bring those people into the business. Break them up to platinum. There's never been a better time to do it. It is generous as it will ever be, and it's just going from strength to strength to strength. So a relatively fast call this evening, only because we have got 1,000,001 things to do to get done before the 22nd of March when everyone starts landing in Brazil. And I can see lots of people, members of staff on this call. Hopefully they're doing their work whilst they're listening to me. But good, loads to do. Thanks so much for your time this week. I look forward to speaking to you again next week when we'll be just a few days out from our Brazilian extravaganza. And we'll be further along the path on a whole bunch of things. So really excited to be with you this week. Can't wait to see what we all achieve. Go out there, build your business. This is your Leo opportunity, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll speak to you all very soon indeed.